What is up, fellow Carters? This is Nara, and welcome to the 20th episode of Road to ctgp-r. This series has been ongoing for a long time now, and while I have enjoyed working on it throughout the years, it's really started to take a toll on me. I have not felt the drive to make one of these videos in over a year now, and at this pace, I know I won't make it till the end. Something has to change. Which is why this episode is going to be formatted completely differently from all of the previous ones. I can't tell if it's going to be enjoyable or a complete flop, but regardless, this is the only way forward. Or quitting, but I don't want to quit, that's for sure. With all that being said, it is time to get into the video. Hope you enjoy. On April 29th, 2024, I set out on the journey to conquer my most ambitious goal yet for this series, achieving a Canadian top 10 time on Bowser's Castle. Being my absolute worst rank track at the time, as well as being the polar opposite the type of track I'm most proficient at, this was bound to put my abilities to the test like nothing before. My time here was a 2:23.917, which I had set not even a year prior and had been the result of a whole 10-day grind. The time to beat was a 2:22.925 by Thunder, being a whole second faster than the time that I already struggled to set not that long ago. This was going to be a real challenge to defeat, but that was okay. For number 20, it was go big or go home. The goal for day one was simply to shake off the rust. After being away from the castle for months, muscle memory had to be built from the ground up. At first, things were going as expected, mostly completing laps in the mid to high 48 range, which was obviously far from good enough to improve my own time, let alone get counter-ups. However, way quicker than I thought it would be possible, my laps started getting better. Low 48s, 48.0, and finally, not even 30 minutes into the session, I had already driven a lap good enough to PB, even with the highly unoptimal geyser pattern I went for. Not bad. But then, on the literal next attempt, okay, maybe I've been overhyping things a little here. It would usually take a few days before I could even hope to match the ghost past the hardest part of the track, lap 1. But here we are, already outpacing it. Maybe it won't be too bad after all. With such a highly successful session under my belt, I just couldn't wait to see what was in store in the next couple days. Expectations for day 2 were quite high. If the day prior was any indication, I was looking at a pretty decent improvement at the very least. As I began attempts, the first thing I looked at was fixing my lap 1 geysers, since it had been by far the section of the track I had been losing the most time on compared to the Ghost. I also got a lower 47.8 lap 2, which, funnily enough, was my best one thus far, as I had yet to drive a good lap 2. Things were looking great. I was easily matching the beginning of Thunder, I would often nail the Zephyr section, and my spirals were looking sharp. But the geysers, well, that being said, against all odds, on my strongest lap yet, I got this. And then I hit the fireball, but we just don't talk about that, okay? A point for a lap this early on was a great sign. Without a doubt, I had the potential to do this. The only question was, how long would it take? Unfortunately, after this point, my driving started to crumble, only managing to finish laps in the low 48 range. It was a little upsetting, but the first half of the session had gone so fantastically well, and of course trying to learn new strat will just usually slow you down at first. There was just one little surprise waiting for us at the very last attempt of the day. So close, but not quite. At the very least, this allowed the session to end on a positive note. The next two sessions were really rough. On day 3 and 4, I was struggling to get anything going, with good laps being few and far between. Merely improving upon my own time was proving to be just too much of a challenge, and my confidence was plummeting rapidly. But it was just the beginning, and I have to give myself more time. And sure enough, early on the next day, I broke through and blew out my former PB by a whole 0.3. Nice! Yes! A PB! Finally! Yes! 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 Ha! It took freaking 5 days! Oh my god! But we did it! Then another one. Oh my god, the best geysers in the world! And we clutch out an improvement! Let's go! There's no way! With such an eyesore of a lap too, I knew I had a lot more left in the tank, and my confidence rose back up as quickly as it had fallen. The rest of that session saw many more great attempts, including a low 2:23 pace, which died to a rather unfortunate mistake on my end. Not my proudest moment. Anyways, moving on to day 6, which somehow ended up being arguably even more successful than the previous one. Laps were plentiful, and I even managed to clutch out yet another sizable improvement of nearly 0.2, featuring an absolutely incredible lap 1 and once again, a deplorable 48.2 lap 2. Not even a week in and already nearly at the finish line. This was going way, way better than I could have ever imagined. Then, reality started to kick in. Don't get me wrong, I was still hitting great laps, and keeping up with the goals was becoming the norm. And sure, not every day had the same level of driving and consistency, but I was getting paces regardless. But here's the thing. Completing a full run on this track is hard. Like, really freaking hard. And the more I played, the more I realized this. The better I got, the further I felt I truly was from the goal. It wasn't until day 10 that I finally closed out another improvement. It was the end of the bad lap 2s, and funnily enough, my first run with all 47 laps. Pretty good, but not without mistakes. Bad detach on the spiral, interesting routing on the geysers, and detach on the spiral again lap 2. Despite all that, I was still nearly tied going into spiral lap 3. I'll let Pass Me take over from there. And guess who trolls on the spiral again? Oh, I bounced. That's a PB! Let's go! Very mixed feelings about this one for sure. This was so improvable, but at the same time so indescribably difficult to replicate, let alone surpass. But it was just a matter of time. I had what it took. Day 11 and day 12, I pressed onward, but ultimately fell short. Then I stopped. For 2 months, I did not play Mario Kart at all. A few different factors led to this, but ultimately, I was just feeling burnt out from the game in general. I had been grinding out time trials mostly every day for over half a year and really needed to clear my head, reset my mindsets. And it worked. When I returned, my love for this game mode was fully restored, and after pursuing a few other goals, I was quick to resume my journey on this track. Of course, during my time away from the castle, Thunda, the player who had been racing up until now, had improved to an impressive 0.3. Dispense the goal had been pushed further. Formerly 9th Canada, our new target, Rewrite, had a 2:22.809, a little over 0.1 faster than the original time. This was still absolutely within my reach, but it was going to make things just a little more difficult. Entering day 13, my first day back on the track since the break, I couldn't wait to get started. I was filled with determination and was confident in my ability to get this done. Oh yeah, I definitely think I can get this thing done. I really think just a week from now is probably realistic. Of course, things were going pretty slow at first, but I knew I just needed to shake the rust off. Day 14 was a clear step up from the day prior, getting a couple paces with a small chance at PBing and a few lap ones. However, none of that, nor anything that would follow after, would even come close to what happened next. Nice. No! Oh! What? Wow. I missed the wheelie, steer off the track, but then I just somehow do the task, Lawrence? How does that even happen? To this day, I still cannot get over this. Truly one for the ages. The run then died to a slip at the spiral, but I really wasn't too bothered about that. Anyways, day 15 started out okay, but quickly devolved into a blur of nothingness. Day 16 was weird with 2.5 lap ones right off the bat, and then one random 0.3 PBS lap one halfway through, but absolutely nothing else the whole day. Day 17 was better, but I just wasn't able to drive quite as fast as I did before my break. Something felt wrong. I would have to wait until day 18 for things to finally start clicking again. I had a few good attempts throughout the day, including one where I hopped over the last ramp lap 2 and had to use my shroom there, kept up all the way through lap 3, and despite being a shroom short, was only 0.5 behind into the last ramp. And then I hopped over it again. That was silly. The highlight of the session happened on the very last attempt. What? I did not know. I did not know that this is a pace lock. This is the first time I'm fast enough to hit that one on lap 2. It has never happened to me. Ever. What? Very good to know indeed. Day 19 is where things really took off. Only a few attempts in, I had already reached the bad lap 2 swamp cycle again and managed to go around it this time. And then I hopped over the last rim again. Man, I really gotta stop doing that. But I didn't slow down. Lap after lap, pace after pace. Got my second and third ever 0.3 lap. Got to the bad cycle again. Had a PB fail with a 48.0 lap 2 at the very end. I was on fire. It felt like it could be any run now. I kept my momentum into day 20, getting a fourth 0.3 lap and nearly 2 others, as well as a few other paces. Then, after days of attempts, I managed to, at long last, close out an improvement. Ha! It's a PB! It finally happened! Let's go. It was a small one, with massive time losses near the end, but after over a week without success, this was a relief. Things slowed down a little after that point. Day 21, I was driving fine, but I kept making small mistakes and struggled to complete laps under just 0.6. However, that didn't stop me from getting my first ever 0.2 lap and holding it together all the way into the zipper section lap 3 and still staying on PB pace until the very last turn. Day 22 went even more poorly, only getting a couple paces near the end of the session. Despite struggling with lap 1 geysers, day 23 saw a few great paces, including my best one yet with a 0.5 lap 1 and 0.4 lap 2, and another one tied all the way into spiral lap 3. This was great, but not good enough. Again and again, I would find myself fumbling right before the line. This had been the longest grind yet, and it was starting to take a toll on me. Alright. Ooh! Wait, that's a pace? The sun is working! It's not a scam, everybody click! Quick! Oh no, that's bad. Ah! At least that's a freaking 222! Let's go! Nice progress. That's a big sub. Finally, we broke it. Day 24, it finally happened. It wasn't tops, but the 222 had been achieved. Now there was nothing left standing between me and my goal. And so, for the final stretch, I think it's time to bring back some good old live commentary. Nice. I almost hit the wall. Holy, that is a fast lap. No drift trick. Oh, that's bad. Luckily, I was slow because I forgot about the swamp. I would have hit it if I was not slow. Oh, it is not lap 1. Unlucky. This lap was a big joke. It's still okay. Oh my god. How am I not dead? What? I should have failed so many times this run, but somehow I'm still alive. No! Oh, that is beautiful. That was close. Oh, that is a slip drift! Okay, we're alive. Somehow that's still 0.3. What? That was just out of control, man! Oh, I was so close to not getting that trick. Okay, nice. Oh my god, it was so close to hitting the fireball. Oh, that was trickable. Let's go. Why? I thought that was perfect. Damn it, that looked so good. How did I go over the ramp? No. Oh. Proper spiral. Wow. And good last turn. Holy, that's a 0.2. That was not even a good beginning. Fortunately, I am trolling immediately after, because why wouldn't I? I have to do this. Great. Oh, why did I have to bounce? Still really good. Nice, that's really good. Okay. Oh, that is so bad. That actually lost an insane amount of time. Okay, sure, whatever. Nice. Even nicer. What? I've never been this fast before. What? There's no way I hit that. Oh, that's the first. It's the first time I hit this, not because I missed the wheelie and just steer into it. Oh, it is very high. Oh, we're alive. Oh, that's bad. Pretty good run. No! Every time. Every time. The freaking spiral lap 3 doesn't work. How do I mess it up this badly? That was easily it. That was easily it. There was nothing difficult left to do. I just needed a decent spiral, nothing crazy. Very cringe. Not the best last turn. Oh, that's trickable, cool. No hop. Unlucky. Alright. Oh, that's so good. No. The lap 3 spiral every single time. Come on! That was so close! What? Oh my god, we did it! There's no way! Oh, I thought I blew it with that! There's no way. There is actually no way, man. I cannot believe it. That ending was way too close for comfort. I'm telling you, man, the lap 3 spiral is cursed. It is so cursed. Every single time there's something that's gonna go wrong. And that time it was so weird. I got the slip, but somehow I still did not stick. Like, what? I've never had that happen in my life. It happens on pace for whatever reason. Lap 2 was really bad, but I think I had to re-hop at the beginning of lap 2, right? Oh my god, I was getting so stressed when that spiral did not work. I thought it was over for sure. I think the ending to lap 1 was really good, right? Yeah, that's looking pretty clean so far. A bit high. Yeah, nice. Oh, that was high. Yeah! That's why lap 2 is so slow. It's because I had to do this garbage and that! Okay, yeah, that makes sense. This was the hardest track that I've gotten tops on by far. No questions asked. It's not even close. Even Maple Treeway doesn't come close to as difficult as this one. That was extremely challenging for me because I have a lot of trouble with consistency, and this track is just, it requires so much consistency to be able to do anything. No hop into lap 3. Oh, that was a clutch stick. Dude, I went all out on that turn. It was like, nope, I'm not gonna be scared, and I almost hit the wall. And then I was like also all out there, just really early, trust it, bam! I must have been like 0.150, 0.2 ahead, and then bam! I lose like, oh, that's so bad! That's so bad! Oh. And then let's see this. It's a really good last turn, and then I get that garbage, and then really good last trick. I can't believe how close that was. I genuinely cannot believe how close that was. It's over. It's actually over. I mean, I'm still gonna keep playing. I want to get a 0.5 at least. But at least for Canada tops, I did it. I got it. And so that's it. Another Canadian top 10 down, 12 more to go. 20 has been achieved, another big milestone reached. This episode has been quite a challenge for me to produce, and I'm not talking about the actual gameplay. I've been working on editing this on and off since June. But why? Well, it's primarily thanks to the massive 60 hours of footage I had to go through, but also, as I said in the previous video, I've had very little motivation for this series in general. I even announced I was officially quitting during one of my streams, but the simple idea of not finishing this project kept bothering me way too much, and I found myself coming back here and there, but rarely made much progress. It's only in December that I finally made a push for it and managed to get most of the work done. So, what does this mean for this series? Well, honestly, I don't know. I'll keep going whenever I feel like it, but it will likely take a while before this finally gets completed, if ever. Anyways, that is all from me. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like as well as subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. I put a lot of work into making these videos, and your support would surely mean the world to me. See you all in the next one. Bye!